All right, this video is about infidelity. Not my first take, actually. Jackie said I didn't have enough energy, so hard to be enthusiastic about infidelity. A couple questions off the bat. No, I haven't cheated. No, Jackie hasn't cheated. But we're old, and we've been around the block, and we have friends who have. I feel like we know what the scoop is. So there's two sides of this. Should you cheat? And what should you do if your partner does? So if your partner cheats, you've got a lot to decide. The relationship won't be the same again. There'll always be that hint of anger. My wife once took a course in how to be a wife. What was it called? Did you take a homemaking course in college?
Marriage and family.
Marriage and family. And that course actually turned out to be pretty beneficial to our family. One of the concepts that we still throw around is gunny sacking. That you get into an argument with someone you've known forever and they drag out something that happened 4 years ago. That's pretty much just bad form. But when it comes to infidelity, that will always be in the gunny sack. The car accident, the thing they bought without talking to you, those fade away. Those become issues that are nothing. The infidelity will always be something. There'll always be that. You go on a business trip 15 years later and they'll wonder is this guy trustworthy? Is this okay? That the relationship has a scar in it now. It's not that it can't heal. It can heal. You can do it again. And if you're like married with kids, you're in that spot, then maybe a scarred relationship is better than no relationship. The divorced one you're going to have is no great treat either, I guess. I'm not divorced. But I know people who are, and it's not awesome. I sometimes look at the guys who seem to have the best lives in the world. This guy's a comedian and he just, like Louis C.K., right? He had that great run up and now he's rich and he's famous and the whole world at his fingertips. But he also got divorced during that run up. So I think to myself, in his heart, this isn't pure gold. There's an aspect of those years that sucked too. Notch wrote Minecraft, right? Hundreds of thousands of dollars a month flowing in. He's a billionaire now with a B. But between the time when he first wrote Minecraft and now got divorced. And I think to myself, that is a huge price to pay. It's not cool. So anyway, divorce is no great place to be, and in a relationship with a scar in it might be preferable. That's a decision you need to make. But that's the scenario that plays out when someone cheats and gets caught. Now, let's say that you think you can get away with it, right? There's some situation here. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're traveling, maybe your business trip, or who knows what. But it's the perfect crime, that you can get away with this. There's a problem still. And it's that now you have a secret. Now you have a secret from someone that you care about. And that blows. There's a certain comfort and joy's not the right word. Comfort's better. There's a trust knowing that, if my wife picks up my phone, there's no problems there. There's no secrets. I don't have any secrets. That's where you need to be. Even if you cheat and get away with it, you might, during an intimate time, think back to that one. And I bet you regret it. I can't imagine a romp that is worth a lifetime of guilt and knowing that you're not the man that she thinks you are. That's not good. So I tell Jackie, everyone deserves a second chance except her. That's one of my lines. She's smiling back there. If you've got a lot invested in this relationship and you want to keep it going even though it's scarred, I can see how you arrive at that decision. I don't judge it. It's cool. I get that. But the break of trust, whether it only exists in your heart because you got away with it, or whether both of you know about it because you didn't, it doesn't become zero. Like you don't get all the way back to okay again. You get close to it, but you know it sucks. It sucks. So that's why people get divorced, because it sucks, because it doesn't heal back to, you know, perfect like it was before the cheating. That's the scoop. Now, if we're talking about open relationships or polyamorous relationships or all that stuff, that's a different deal. That's not cheating. That's, you know, it was an open book exam in the first place. You're not cheating. It's a different thing. But that's the scoop with infidelity. That's the break of trust that happens and never fully reheals. And I thought I'd share those thoughts. My wife says I should talk about divorce laws in this one too. A lot of guys think the divorce laws are unfair, but I disagree with a lot of guys. What happens with the spouse making less than the other one and you know, getting your money? A lot of times that spouse gave up future earnings. You know, like let's say hypothetically Jackie and I got divorced. We've been married for 20-ish years, something like that. Almost 20, she tells me. And she's been a stay-at-home mom pretty much all that time. And so the question is, you know, like, you know, is she deserving of half of this stuff? I think she is. I think that she's foregone a career that she would have, that the hypothetical single version of her would have had. You know, she's not in a spot here where employers are clamoring for people with mothering skills, right? It's not a thing. So the idea that she would have like 6 years of alimony to help her get back on her feet and, you know, get to a state where, you know, she would belong is kind of fair. You know, if it wasn't for that, then the role of homemaker would be a really risky one, right? You know, imagine the imbalance that, like the power imbalance a relationship could have if you knew that your wife was completely dependent on you to get by in the event that you're a jerk or you misbehave or you cheat or you're filthy pirate whore or whatever it is that you're doing wrong. Like, if there's not that, like, you know, she could survive without you thing, then there's a problem there. The divorce laws, I think they help the relationship in leveling that power balance, and I think they're just fair, because without them, the person who placed all their trust in you and, you know, became your supporter and your booster and your morale person and your confidant and the mother of your children and all that other stuff that she did at great risk to her income potential, she needs to have certain assurances. And that's why marriage laws are the way they are, so that she's not just like in the cold the moment, you know, you're not happy anymore. So yeah, that's my thoughts on divorce laws. They protect the person who's vulnerable because of that. So that's my infidelity talk. If you like the video, click like. If you dislike the video, click dislike. And, you know, share it with your friends and the sorts of things that you do to videos that you find interesting.